It's now the year 2016 and Psycho Bob is now 21 years old. And while his best friend has been crashing out bad, he's been in the hood hustling and hanging out with the homies. So not exactly the perfect path, but at least he's not being violent. However, within the next year, a war would start brewing in Broward, with multiple hoods beefing with multiple hoods.
Literally so much beef and so many bodies that I could make like 7 separate videos on this.
But to keep this story simple, I'm going to introduce what caused the beef and then basically keep it centered on Psycho Bob, because he is a very important part. So now let's start with the beginning of the beef in Broward. Everything began in the small city of Hollywood, Florida, but more specifically a hood known as Zone 10. Zone 10 is a newer small hood headed by rappers like WizDaWizard, Wham Spin and Bin, and Z10 Blood. And these dudes, despite being from a smaller clique and having silly names, are actually absolute savages. Zero respect and absolutely no limits on what they'll do to a rival, just pure evil coming out of Zone 10. And during this time, these dudes thought that they were the bullies of the area. I mean, they were getting money, taking people's girls, and like waiting for somebody to try them. Basically, they felt untouchable, like they were too hard for the streets of Broward, and unfortunately, this wouldn't go well. Their brash, dismissive attitude definitely pissed some people off, and sadly, it would result in a tragedy. October 17th, 2016. It's a regular Monday evening in Zone 10 and some youngins are outside. These would be 19-year-old Wajib Williams, also known as Jib, and 18-year-old DeAndre Greer, also known as Bankhead, and they're posted up on the block. Jib and Bankhead themselves are not necessarily hated, but Jib's older brother is WizDaWizard, possibly the most hated man in Broward. So unfortunately, because some people hate his brother, Jib himself is a target by association. Well, as he and Bankhead are posted up on the block, they have no clue that some angry rivals are spinning looking to send a message. At 8 PM, a man in a tinted Dodge Charger is spinning around looking for WizDaWizard himself. He circles around the hood multiple times, but he doesn't see anyone outside. But then as he turns onto the 700 block of 7th Avenue, he spots Jib and Bankhead posted up in front of their projects. He spots Jib and instantly recognizes him as Wiz's younger brother, so instantly he stops the car and a man hops out. Tragically, the man starts dumping on the duo. Thankfully, Bankhead would survive after surgery, but either way, the loss of Jib was a major blow. Zone 10 saw this as a declaration of war, and none more than WizDaWizard. You smoked my little brother because you don't like me? Nah bruh, f*** everything. No more talking, let's just go to war.
But wait, there is actually some talking.
Cause as soon as police visited Bankhead in the hospital, he began telling them everything that they wanted to hear. He identified exactly who popped him and Jib, and he told the police exactly which car they were in. Now before you start calling him whatever you want to call him, just understand the situation. He just lost his best friend and he's recovering in the hospital. You would have told too, I don't care what you say. So yeah, just like that, days later Jib's killer would be arrested. Bye buddy. But just because Jib's actual killer was arrested did not mean that there wouldn't be revenge. So regardless, all of Zone 10 would suit up and wage war on whoever did this. Now this is how the story finally revolves back to Psycho Bob.
He smoked Jib?
No. Quite the opposite actually. Basically, when the war broke out between Zone 10 and who I'm about to tell you about, everyone was forced to take a side. And that introduces us to the people who allegedly claimed the life of Jib.